Turning it around from the medical field, education is another workplace where technology has rapidly changed it. If you are a teacher, what I'm about to say is entirely obvious. Textbooks are basically not used in schools overall. And by textbooks, I mean physical paper textbooks that you hold in your hand. Nowadays, there are a lot of digital textbooks being used instead. According to Lauren Coffey, an author for Inside Higher Ed, fewer than 10% of colleges require students to use physical textbooks. However, nearly half of college professors believe physical textbooks are much better than digital, though oftentimes the professors have a traditional outlook on education, so that may affect their opinion. Another way technology has changed education is because students don't always have to go to class in person all the time. There are options everywhere for virtual learning, whether it be synchronous or asynchronous learning. For anyone who's wondering, synchronous means working collaboratively with others with a teacher, while asynchronous, they are not. Because students can learn online, it changes the way they learn entirely. They go from sitting in a classroom with their peers to sitting alone in their house, most likely in their bedroom or kitchen. According to UCR University, online learning can benefit students because it teaches them how to work independently, and it's impossible to fall behind because it is self-paced. Due to the various options available for online learning, it can be successful at times. However, online learning is definitely not for everyone. One of the main reasons is because 2/3 of school-age students in America do not have constant access to internet at home. Besides the lack of internet around our country, online learning limits social interaction. If they are constantly working independently, they won't learn how to collaborate with their peers in the future. Also, students tend to be less engaged on a video call instead of face-to-face with their teacher. This could result in their learning being less effective. There is another frustration that tons of teachers around the world face. That is cellular devices being a distraction in class. According to Pew Research Center, 72% of professors say phones in classrooms are a major distraction and would like to implement rules to ban phones in classrooms. And I can't blame them. As a student myself, I can tell you two sides of it. First of all, I am a teenage girl who loves her phone. And I had access to it for years in school before this year. Recently, a phone ban has been implemented throughout the county. I was very, very mad about it at first and complained a lot. However, if the phone rule had not happened, I don't think I would have been a very good or scholarly student this year. I personally get distracted very easily, and not having my phone made me focus and learn more successfully. So, I hate to admit it, but I agree with the 72% of those teachers. I truly think all schools would be much better off without phones. So, yeah. One last reason education has been changed by technology is because teachers are not their direct and only form of learning anymore. Students can now easily access search engines with endless information on them. Because of this, teacher-to-student collaboration has decreased. This, however, can be helpful though, because students can learn what they want on their own time and in their own ways. Very quickly, I would like to thank Label Master Pro for sponsoring this episode. Teachers, are you tired of messy shelves and containers? It sounds like you need the Label Master Pro. Its beautiful design not only looks great, but is super easy to use. If you are interested in learning more, visit their website at www.labelmasterpro.com/order. At checkout, you can use the code CROSS, that is CROSS, for 10% off of your first purchase. Now, back to the podcast. One of the biggest and craziest inventions we have yet is artificial intelligence. At this point, I think everybody knows what that is. You may be surprised to hear this, but AI came to life in 1947. A man named Alan Turing gave a speech talking about his new idea. He wanted a computer to watch him play chess and learn the best methods possible for him. So, that's exactly what he did. The computer learned good strategies and eventually it got pretty good at it. AI just continued to grow from there on out. In fact, Turing created what he called the Turing test. According to Britannica, the Turing test brought in an AI, a human interrogator, and a human foil. The interrogator would try and figure out which one was a computer, the AI or the foil. Here's the catch. By then, AI was smart enough to respond with no when it was asked if it was a computer, and if it was asked a difficult math equation, it would pause for a long time and give a false answer to throw off the interrogator. That is just the beginning of how smart AI grew to be. It literally just kept growing. What started out to help a man play chess became something you see every day and you probably didn't even know it. When you use your smartphone, AI is most likely being used. First of all, digital assistants such as Siri and Cortana are entirely AI. They answer questions you have based on information they can gather on the internet. They can also do things such as mark your calendar and set alarms. Every time you go on a search engine or a social media app, you are bound to be welcomed by AI in some way. Whether it be from their advertisements to the responses you look up, most of those are AI. Also, every time you use a GPS to get from place to place, that is an AI telling you where to go, usually based on satellites. Basically, there is going to be an AI on your phone and every single device connected to the internet. Now, according to Brookings.edu, AI has been intended to do things like make decisions through the information it is given. It literally just gets given information and then has more power. Countries have spent billions of dollars improving it in hopes that it can help their societies in whatever ways they want. America alone has spent over $3.3 billion in 2022. They want the AI to do things such as watch over and take care of finance frauds, control national security, and improve healthcare. That's right, your national security and healthcare is seen over by artificial intelligence. For national security, it is most known for sifting through loads of footage and data and looking for suspicious activity. It can also help make decisions in cases such as warfare. It can make the decisions much faster than a human can and could potentially change the outcome of the war. In healthcare, AI is used to look over human bodies and see if there are any issues. For example, they scan over pictures and look for any dangers that may come about. Even though we have doctors that can do this, they charge $100 an hour and can only scan about 4 images per hour. The AI can do it much faster and is way less expensive. AI has brought breakthroughs in almost every field you can imagine, and it does it in so many different ways. Although it can very strongly help us, it can also be quite dangerous too. First of all, if it doesn't fully understand the information it is given, it is likely to give false information in return. This doesn't always happen, but it is possible. Also, Geoffrey Hinton, one of Google's highest intelligence scientists, says AI will eventually get smarter than us, especially because it is growing so fast. He literally said, "We have one chance at getting AI right. If not, we will not live to tell the tale of AI." And he did not mean this as a hyperbole. He genuinely believes and means that AI will just improve itself with no human intervention until it is out of control. AI is already quote-unquote smarter than 90% of humans alive, and it's not going to stop there. Hinton believes that one day it will take over the internet and begin to take over the real world too, using robot bodies. Therefore, we can tell you we need to start taking care of AI now before it's too late to do anything about it. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just speaking the truth and warning all of my listeners out there. So, what we learned today is that technology started out as literal sticks and stones, but grew to be amazing inventions and devices that have changed our society entirely. I genuinely could talk about this topic for days, and I wish I could. I was only able to give a tiny bit of information about technology compared to how much there truly is. However, I have run out of time, and I really encourage you to look even further into this if it interests you at all. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great one.